The enemy lurks within the mountainous terrain of Afghanistan, and in remote locations, Afghan villagers have stepped up to protect their own, like in Farah province, where the Afghan Local Police program is in operation.
The Afghan Local Police initiative is a very important one indeed. There are already 68 sites now that have been approved for this, and there'll be about 8 to 10 per month will be established at about a pace like that. They're important because they are in locations where there's insufficient density of Afghan and ISAF forces. So these are essentially community watches, all volunteer.
This job puts these AOP members at risk. Keeping a low profile is key. But despite the dangers,
the locals are feeling very good about this program. And I'm sure if we have the local police, the other people will also encourage to join the local police. And hopefully we will have peace and also a peaceful life in this area.
The AOP program is led by the Ministry of Interior. At this location, the villagers conduct a usfor-a with members of the Afghan government. The main concern, does the Afghan government have the AOP members' interest?
Yes, sure, that was the response of the government, that they're going to support the local police in the village to have their own police here.
Led by the MOI, ALP also has NATO support.
Under a Ministry of Interior chain of command, our NATO training mission in Afghanistan will provide weapons and will provide funding for them and so forth.
AOP ties it to Village Stability Operations, or VSO.
We think these will complement in a very significant way our operations in other areas so that the insurgents can't go to these more remote locations and find sanctuary and safe haven when those are taken away from them in more populated areas.
VSO sites throughout Afghanistan are led by special forces.
The effect of our special forces in these villages where they have indeed done what we talked about earlier. They've established these relationships that are very constructive and very productive. And in some cases, they've literally flipped communities to oppose the Taliban, where once they may have tacitly or even actively supported the Taliban.
A VSO site in northwestern Afghanistan is in the early stages. Coalition forces hold usfor-as with the local elders to find out what needs to be done.
We were up at Dari Boom. What you're seeing is the early stages of a village stability site, ultimately a platform. And it's a pretty austere location right now, and it's still a contested location. There's been a lot of fighting around Dari Boom to get that foothold that we do have there.
And on this day, as this usfor-a was coming to an end, coalition troops and Afghan villagers took direct and indirect fire.
When they take these people back, all right, since you know the way, take them back down the path by the mosque.
And what we saw as we were in the middle of that usfor-a was obviously something that threatens the Taliban insurgents in the area. And so they took the opportunity to take the gathering, which was actually consisted of not only the elders, but the provincial governor, the district governor, and then again our teams on the ground there as facilitators. They took the opportunity as the usfor-a was breaking up to disrupt it even further.
There are many mountains to climb in this quest for peace, but Afghan and coalition forces and the people of this war-torn country continue to stand up to the enemy. The officer Liz Murray, Kabul, Afghanistan.